Hey guys! It's me again, Jason with Planted in Detroit. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Today I figured I would make a quick video about how to get rid of these pesky gnats. So they're called fungus gnats. Some people just call them fruit flies, but I'm sure you've seen them. Most people have. Fungus gnats love to burrow into your soil, especially when the soil is moist and warm. So during the summertime, I usually get a few, but this year it seems like I got way more. But I've been buying a bunch of plants from different nurseries, different stores, so that's probably why this happened. And recently I've noticed they've been getting bigger and bigger, which means they're maturing, which means they're breeding, and that explains why I have a ton of gnats in my houseplants. So today I'm going to show you how you can get rid of them, thin them out, and eventually not have to worry about them. So what I did is I took some apple cider vinegar and I put it in a glass and I covered that with some plastic wrap. That didn't work. I think the holes were not big enough. I've heard that from a lot of people, to do like the holes and the plastic on top of a glass of apple cider vinegar, but it wasn't working fast enough for me. So I ended up taking off the plastic and the gnats started crawling in there, and I guess they were curious and fell in and weren't able to get out, and that actually solved a lot of my issues. Now, if you're like me and you have a lot of plants in different rooms of your house, make sure to have a cup of apple cider vinegar in each room, at least one. I have two in like the central hot spot area, and because there were a lot of flies in that area, so I decided to do that, and it's working out really well, but it hasn't gotten everything, and I know if I just leave a few, they're still gonna adapt and they're going to just multiply more and I'll have the same issue. Now, the next step I like to do is try to find some sort of spray to help kill off the pest flies. The one I have here is a copper fungicide. It treats all types of things. I originally bought it for powdery mildew and it got rid of that, no problem. And what I like about it is organic, and you can use this on outdoor plants as well, so it kind of covers all the bases for me. And because it's organic, you'll have to treat it multiple times. It's not going to be one and done, but it definitely will show improvement over the time. So what I'm doing is I'm letting all of my plants, every single one of them, dry out. It usually takes about a week for me. So it's about 7 days, and I have my lickety-split philodendron, which I always see them lurking around. And what you're gonna do is just spray directly onto the soil. You wanna make sure the soil's pretty damp. It doesn't have to be drowning in it, but pretty damp all the way around, because you want to make sure the entire surface is covered. And because it's dry like this, the gnats are gonna try to use that fungicide as a water source, and once they consume it, they will pass away. And the same, even if they're in there and it touches their skin, I've seen them just drop like flies. So that's what I've been doing. And then I'm gonna let it dry out for about a day or so, and then I'll go ahead and water it, because my plants still need some water. And I've done this for about 2 weeks now, and I've noticed a lot of improvement. No longer am I having flies just circle me, follow me around my apartment. And also, I've heard if they get bad enough, they can actually eat the roots of your plants and actually harm some of your plants. So I don't want to see any of my plants die. But I would say try doing this for about a month, and keep the apple cider vinegar around, because they kind of work hand in hand, and it's kind of like a good partnership. And eventually, once you get rid of all of the plants and you let your plants dry out, you won't have to see any more flies, and they will go away. And even if you do have one or two, you'll know exactly what to do. Now, one thing I have noticed is if you do have the apple cider vinegar in a cup in a very sunny area that gets warm, it will start to smell like rotten apples and like rotten cheese. So you might want to make sure you have a fan blowing, but the cups that smell the worst are honestly the ones that have the greatest amount of flies. So it's kind of like something you have to ignore for a small amount of time. But besides that, there were really no negative impacts that I've seen. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!